Alright, now I was just standing over here getting the camera focused and getting the thermal imaging set up, and I already started to notice some differences. And one of the things you're going to notice is if you look up into that shoulder area coming up off the neck, if you remember before we had a real blotchy thermal pattern, now we have a very nice even thermal pattern. And I gotta be honest here, I'm not gonna lie to anybody, I actually had a conversation with somebody earlier where, I'm sorry, I thought this was over, okay? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen things where I'm going, oh, come on. But what I'm seeing right now is the patches that Dan and I looked at are actually, I mean, this is amazing. Because if you look at that patch right there in the shoulder that I've got the target on now, if you remember correctly, that was spots probably about the size of a $50. And now it's evened out into a nice thermal image. And that's something that we want to see on horse. You see this area right in here, Tina, where I've got the laser running? If you look at that, that actually was huge blotches before. And now we're looking at a relatively even thermal pattern. And I mean, what's really funny is the way the thermal pattern comes down, it actually normalized. It actually came into what I would see on a normal horse or a healthy, not I don't want to say healthy, but a horse without issues. It just came right back in. I mean, I'm not normally at a loss for words, but this is kind of freaking me out, okay? All right, Jim, is there anything you'd like to add to this?
No, it's just that it's a pleasure for me to see the difference in the horses that we've been involved with. I've been doing this on the horses now for about 8 years. And what's amazing to me is I love to work on the horses because they can't say nay, nay, I don't believe that, where people can. And once the trainers and owners see the results on the horses, then it makes a believer out of them. And we've had so many results. We had a pony one time that they was going to scratch, and we worked on it for an hour and a half. The pony went and won first place in the division and won overall, and they were going to scratch the horse before we worked on it for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, from what we've seen here, are most of your results this dramatic?
Some of them are more dramatic than this. This horse has got a lot of pain everywhere, but if you got horses that got muscle discomforts in certain areas, then within 15 minutes the horse is usually asleep and his ears is laid back and he's nuzzling you, wanting you to continue on. But this has been a good result for us with many discomforts as this horse has had through its body. So a good hour working on this horse, you would see the difference in the night and day. Because it takes about an hour with a horse in this kind of condition to really do it.
Now, if you were doing something like this and you were going to make this a part of your horse's regular treatment, would you look at a follow-up like every day, 3 days a week, or just when you're going to ride or perform?
It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something to prevent, and the horse is regularly having muscle problems, then you would probably do this in the morning before you take him out, and not as long. Sometimes you can take, 15 minutes just to do a complete rollover with him, and that's usually good enough. And then when you take him out and ride him, then you bring him back and do the same thing, maybe a little bit longer, because what that's going to do is get the fluids flowing, get the lactic acid out of the body, and relax the muscles and help prevent tie-ups and the horse from getting those bad leg cramps. And so that's a good thing, and it helps the tendons stay loose. And also it creates the fluid down into the legs. So.
I got to be honest, I was really skeptical when you guys came in. I'm actually quite amazed by this. So let's see what the horse owner has to say.
I'm very pleased with the change in my horse. He is just way more relaxed right now, and I gotta say, I was skeptical too, but when I saw the thermography, there's no denying that those bright pinpoints of heat have just completely vanished, and they haven't vanished, there's still heat in that area, but they vanished in that they're not that bright, intense spot out of the general pattern. So it's very, very awesome.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add? All right. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.